Michael Gordon's work reveals a fine use of metaphors. Courtney Pickpuke, Baltimore Herald. I find this book hardly plausible. It's the Adventist of Guard, L'Auteur. Gordon's writing is quite refreshing because he has avoided the use of metaphors. Stockney Courtpick, Baltimore Tribune. A success story. Fitchy is considered by many to be a successful accountant. Successful? Me? Sure, Artie will sometimes say. Probably his success is one thing he can count on. Successful is a word to describe some people, and Artie Fitchy is one of them. In business circles, Fitchy, when talked about, is often referred to as successful. Though some do not succeed, Artie does. To succeed is to be successful, and Fitchy is both. He didn't ask for success. He didn't not ask for it. He got it with or without asking for it. Failure is a far cry from Artie's current condition. Success is a much closer cry. Actually, it's the closest cry. Success has a capital S only at the beginning of a sentence, and I'll bet that sentence would include Artie Fitchy. When given a capital letter in the middle of a sentence, that sentence certainly involves Fitchy. The small case lettering is a far cry from the appropriate lettering here. Capitals are a closer cry. Some people realize that this thing called Artie Fitchy was going to make it. Success doesn't come overnight, but in this case, whether or not it came overnight, it came. It came to Artie Fitchy. If a lot of people succeed, that's one thing. And if Artie Fitchy succeeded, that's a true thing. And he did. And it is. Infantry. 4 angry babies headed straight for the Hennison building. These babies meant business. 3 of the babies marched up to the rotating door and went into the spacious lobby of the skyscraper. The 4th baby was left behind due to his being stuck between the rotating glass door and the glass surrounding it. The 3 angry babies boarded the jet elevator and shot upward to floor 90. The babies would not have gotten off on floor 90 if they did not mean business. And if they did not know what fear was, our newly born powerhouses barged right into the forbidden office of Arthur Double Trouble Hennison. Arthur's secretary, Alfred Buggyboo, immediately stood on his tippy toes and demanded, "What do you want, you terrible babies?" The babies ignored Buggyboo's question, walked up to Hennison's door, ripped it off its hinges, and hurled it through a window, killing 4 Swedish exchange students on ground level. Now, Arthur Hennison was an old man, young in years. He wore a blue and gold, cone-shaped wizard's hat. He was not sitting behind his desk. In fact, he was lying face down on the desk, dead. The terrible toddlers were stunned at first. They had never seen a dead man before. In fact, they had never even been dead before. One baby said, "Googleplex." Part 2. Did Buggyboo do it? No. Part 3. The arrival of Winchester. Shortly after the 3 evil babies discovered Arthur Hennison's corroding carcass, Buggyboo entered the room. After his initial shock, he sat at Hennison's desk and began making several phone calls to randomly selected male Caucasians. It was at this time that Arthur's long-lost black cat Winchester wandered in the door of the office. Actually, the cat's name is Horace, but we shall call him Winchester for simplicity. Buggyboo dropped the phone receiver in excitement when he saw Winchester. He opened his arms wide and ran across the room yelling, "Horace! Oh, Horace!" Winchester ran on her hind paws toward the maniac secretary yelling, "Buggyboo! Oh, Buggyboo!" The two embraced. Part 4. The Missing Link. Have the 3 satanic infants forgotten their 4th partner, who was still trapped 90 floors below? Yup. Part 5. The murder is solved, the babies get what they want, Winchester gets tied in with the rest of the story, and Buggyboo becomes rich and famous.
He taught me on the strings of my guitar how to reach outside my head or climb out through an ear hole instead. He showed me how the swelling of a tone can help sort out the parts of mine that unravel like the brittle strands of time.